All right, Sammy, what's going on? What's happening?
How you doing, John?
I'm doing all right. Can you hear me okay?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Am I too loud? Am I coming in too loud?
No, no, you're coming in good.
All right. Well, where's our American flag background?
Ah, that's a good question. Where is it? That's a good question. That is a good question. That's one of the. Is that one of the four questions for Passover? Um, let's see. I don't know. I'm on a mobile device, so I don't really see any of the options. To be honest with you,
Oh,
I
you're not
don't.
at home. You're not home.
No, I'm not home.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess we'll have a black background. It's ominous. It goes well with the name I chose for myself. Oh, look, the great.
I could put that up there if you want.
We'll trigger all the haters. We'll trigger all the trolls.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Johnny. That should
I
make
think.
President Trump happy. That should make the Trump gang happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you saw him at the.
I sent the link to Vaughn. I don't know what happened to him though.
Oh, all right, all right. You saw Trump at the Miami UFC championship. What was it? 2 day, a couple.
I didn't see him there. No, what happened?
No, he showed up and with his entourage, with all the people in his team and his grandkids. And it was nice, He does he does those appearances, and he gets everybody all excited and energized and everything. It's good. It's like spontaneous. It's like unscripted. It's organic. Trump knows what people want now. He knows that what he has his finger on the pulse of the American people that are on his side, and it's good. He's going to need a lot of people to help him, because a lot of blame is going to be, directed in his, thrown in his direction. It's already
Right.
because the cabal, the power elite, they're scared because they know they're losing power, and they're losing their
Grip.
their
They're
grip
losing their grip. Yeah.
in their grip, and so they're looking to blame someone. And Trump is the convenient scapegoat, you know, and they will try to blame him for the mess that's about to the crisis that's about to erupt because it's just it's in the air. You can you can it's like you have that song "Love Is in the Air." No, 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 from the '70s, but you can replace it with emergency is in the air, crisis is in the air. you,
Right.
you feel it, you sense it, you realize it's about to happen.
There's definitely something in the air. I don't know what it is. It may be the chemtrails or something, but there's a
RFK
lot of
RFK Jr. said he's gonna, he publicized it, and they said that they're gonna stop it, and they're gonna prosecute anyone that's involved in it still. You know, RFK Jr. is living up to his promises. They're openly talking about removing all of the fluoride from the water in the United States, no matter where and no matter which state. That's already good. He's got that conversation going. It's in the public consciousness. So that's a good thing. I'll tell you. You hear me speak. I'm far more clear-minded and focused than I ever was when I was living in the United States. It's like I don't feel that daze. I don't feel that weight on my mind, that I used to feel. I mean, and you can imagine because Israel stopped fluoridating its water about 15 years ago. It's
no.
a couple of years after I arrived here in like 2009 or 10 or something like that. They stopped it. I arrived here in like 2005, so it must have been like a few years after. It was a big deal because Israel went against the grain, and it went more with the policies of the European Union or the Europeans don't fluoridate their water. They never have. They the Jews of Israel should have known better, because the history of it was that the Nazis used fluoride to sedate the concentration camp, inmates, victims. It was used on them to experiment to keep them docile. I mean, and once people realize that here, nothing should convince them that fluoride is somehow a good thing in our municipal water supplies or in our water systems. And it's taking way too long in America for people to just they voted the right people in, they supported the right people, but it's just they need to push harder. You need to agitate more, and you need to make it a harsh, like a hardline demand. Get the fluoride out of the water.
For sure. Yeah, I didn't leave work. I'm still at work.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, I haven't been. I don't know. I haven't been feeling well. I don't know.
Wait, but your shift ended?
Yeah, my shift ended. Yeah.
So you're like in the mess hall, or you're like in some kind of?
I'm in the parking lot in my car.
Oh, in the parking lot. Oh, I got you. It's like back to the good old days when you lived in your car.
I was thinking about going back to living in the car to save some money on rent. It's hard. I can't seem to save any money, man. I'm living here.
Nobody can.
I don't know what to do. I might even just drive off of Short Cliff with the car. I might just. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what my future is holding. I really don't know. I haven't been feeling well. My life sucks. I can't seem to get it back on track. I don't know. I fucked up. I make bad.
But it's like you don't feel sorry for yourself, and don't get yourself down. Yeah, everybody's. A lot of people are in the same boat as you in America right now. You shouldn't feel alone, or you shouldn't feel like you're the only one. Down in the dumps. Everybody there. I mean,
I know.
My brother was last time he was there. He was trying to help out a friend of his in Brooklyn, and he's also staying at. He can't make ends meet. He can't pay his bills.
Right.
About got a good job even, and he still is having a hard time. Nobody there is actually, a good portion of the public over there is doing what you're doing. It's like fake it till you make it. They're pretending like all's good, all's fine.
I can't do it anymore, Sammy. I can't keep doing it. It's hard. The bills are just the bills are piling up.
You can only imagine. You're a single guy. You're not married. You don't have kids, and you're struggling.
That's right. Hey, I couldn't live there. I had to leave. I couldn't afford it, and I was bringing in good money at the time, man. I was a DJ. I was bringing in good money at the time, and I couldn't stay in fucking New York.
It's expensive, man. It's expensive out here in the East Coast.
In New York, he's in Trenton. He's like in the tri-state, but it's like it's
by New York. I'm by New York. It's expensive though. It's not. It's the rent is high and prices are high. I live off of McDonald's, man. I don't spend tons of money on food. I say I penny pinch, man. I'm a typical Jew, man. I penny pinch.
All right, so how much do you pay for rent each month? $2,000.
I pay $1,000 for rent.
$1,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I pay $1,000.
That's
California.
I used to pay when I was there. I used to pay like between $500 and $600.
And I got $500. I got $500 for my car payment. I got $300 for my insurance. That comes out to be $1,800 right there, and I only make $22 a month.
A month.
Yeah. That's not living. That's
so the rest is food and gas and water and and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Like I said, I couldn't stay. I had to leave. I did. I had to leave. I couldn't stay. It was too damn expensive to
I
live.
really hope Doge comes out with this check, man. I'm hoping that this check comes.
I
It
am
could
too.
help me if Elon sends out this check with Trump.
Well,
That could help me.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something that I said in one of my morning coffees. See, if you watch my morning coffees, you'd know. I said in my morning coffee, I said, now look, here's what's going to happen when we get to midterms in 2026. What's going to happen is these people, they got their stimulus checks from the Democrats to keep them going during COVID. And if the Republicans don't counter that by giving us our Doge check, which is actually money that belongs to us anyway, people are going to vote Democrat. Watch and see. Write it down on your calendar. People are going to vote Democrat because at least the Democrats gave us some money to keep us going through the hard times. If the Republicans don't do the same, they're going to say, well, hell, I mean, at least the Democrats gave me a check. I'm voting Democrat. And you watch and see if it don't happen. The Democrats will absolutely sweep the midterms if Republicans do not give us those checks.
What is the midterms? Is this upcoming
2026.
November 2026? It's like
November 2026, which ain't that far away. I mean, it sounds like a long ways away, but it's actually not far away. And I'm telling you right now, man, because people are going to say, okay, well, the Democrats at least gave me a check to keep me alive during COVID. Where's the Republicans at? The Republicans didn't give us money that actually belongs to us. See, the stimulus checks was the government giving us a handout. The Doge checks are different. The Doge checks is money that's actually owed to us. And so that carries more weight. And people know this. People are smart. They're not stupid. You know, they think we're stupid out here. We're not stupid. We know that money belongs to us. We know it's ours. And we know it should be coming back to us. And so if the Republicans don't do it, people are going to be like, okay, fuck y'all. We're voting Democrat. They will by the thousands.
I don't know. It's like I really don't know if you guys have that much time to just wait around and twiddle your thumbs.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Everything is compartmentalized. See, that's what you keep forgetting, and I keep trying to tell you, but you keep forgetting. All right, religious-wise, you are compartmentalized. You have a Messiah. That Messiah comes. He benefits you. He blesses you. Everything works great. But over here, we ain't got nobody.
Your opinions. It's not carved in stone. It's your opinion.
Well, it might be my opinion.
Let me finish my train of thought as far as where I was going.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's about to happen? It's a perfect setup. It's everything I've been talking about for years with John, even with you. It's perfect. I just when I said something's in the air, a crisis is in the air. I know you guys. You have your worries and your concerns. Who doesn't? I have them as well. I'm not happy. It's like I'm just waiting and to see what's about to happen. I can't say that I'm satisfied. I'm not. Nobody's satisfied at this point.
Yeah, but what if it turns out? What if it turns out to be the gods and goddesses of freedom religion? Are you going to shit a brick or what?
I don't think so. I have
you don't think you would really?
Years of legacy behind me.
Oh boy, is this what we're going to come down to? We're going to fight again on this.
Seriously, Sammy.
Seriously, but let me finish my train of thought. It's like what's building right now. I mean, for the immediate future, I'm not talking about again your concerns, and I empathize because I'm in a similar boat as you guys. Yeah. Nobody's happy right now. Not many people are happy in America. Nobody's happy in Europe. Nobody's happy. But I'll tell you this: what's building right now is the perfect setup for what I've been describing for years, John. Everything is very fragile. Everything is very sensitive. Everything is very delicate as far as the economy and the trade war that's already kicked off, and all of the problems that are building behind the scenes in the financial system, in the banking system. Everybody's aware of this. It's a time that's even said of in Hebrew, lo yodim ma yiled yom. You don't know what the day will birth. It's like these are very uncertain times. All right. And so, as far as I'm concerned, what I've been saying, there's a clear picture that's developed. All right. And for as far as I can tell, it's about to just implode. All right. Trump has made these kinds of statements about Iran. I'll make a quick decision. If it has to be harsh, I'll do it. He's using very rough language, and the men and just consider this. We're on the precipice. We're on the edge. All you need is something to push everything over. And then it's party time, and then you could forget about your Doge checks or your stimulus checks or your concerns. You're going to be in emergency crisis mode, okay?
Well, absolutely. If Trump declares war on Iran, we're fucked. Everybody knows it. Ain't nobody stupid. Everybody knows it.
And they're
that's exactly the way it's starting to look. It's looking like Trump's just going to fucking declare war on Iran, and it's going to be party on, baby.
Yeah, I told you, but I had a feeling that this is the way it's going to go down.
But if that happens
perfectly with the end times, the eschatology of the Jewish people, that Iran is the catalyst for ending the world as you know it. Okay, it pushes everything over the edge. And what's described in our end times eschatology, that when Iran does this, the whole world, the nations of the world, fall to the ground in agony as if they're in labor pain. They're twisting and wriggling and in agony and in pain. They can't believe what just happened. You know what that is? That's the destruction of your money. That's the destruction of the financial system.
That's the destruction of everything.
That's the reset. That's the reset.
Everything is if World War III, listen, if World War III starts, you ain't got to worry about nothing, because it won't be nothing after.
It won't be World War III, God damn it. The Russians are committed to sitting it out on the sidelines. They've Putin already said, we're not obligated to come to Iran's defense or to fight for Iran. We're sitting it out. The Chinese are going to fucking sit it out because they want America to deplete its resources in a war against Iran when they're ready to take Taiwan. So China is not going to get directly involved either. You know what this is? This is exactly what I've been describing according to Jewish end times descriptions and eschatology. Iran is the catalyst for the financial reset, for the global financial reset. Not for fucking World War III, not for a fucking nuclear war, for a fucking financial reset that will make everybody drop to the floor in agony for having lost the value of their money. This is what's about to happen, and this is what induces the Jews to leave the diaspora, to leave America, because they'll be left with no money, and their home prices will be reduced to nothing. And what my rabbi said fits perfectly with what all economic analysts from the alternative media are saying, that people will be purchasing homes for a handful of gold coins. That's how it's going to work once it's over and done with. All right.
Well,
so
there's only one little teeny tiny problem with that. There's only one little teeny tiny problem with that theory, and that is the fact that we have what's called fiat currency. They can literally just keep printing more fucking money. Okay, it doesn't. I don't care if the value of $1 is zero. They just keep printing more money.
Hyperinflation. Hyperinflation.
And so they're not going. So the Jews are not going to leave America because
no,
they're
going to be blamed, because you know how the setup works so beautifully. It's the majesty of the one God, the creator of the universe. It's beautiful as far no matter how ominous and apocalyptic it is. Look who's doing all the dealing. It's Witkoff. It's Trump's Jewish advisors. It's the Jews.
Trump's whole fucking cabinet is Jewish. You know that, right?
And guess what? It's like it's all rah 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 and patriotism right now. But it turns really ugly once you're desperate and in dire straits, and you're worried about where your next meal is coming from.
See, that's the thing.
And then you have the Jews in Trump's administration being the fall guys for it all. and the Jews of America taking flack for America having a financial collapse.
The Jews of America.
More than the Gentiles are going to be blaming the Jews.
Here's what's going to happen if that scenario occurs. What's going to happen is that the Jews here in America are going to steal America's gold, steal all of our fucking money, and they're going to.
You don't have any fucking gold. You don't have any.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't. Fort Knox is empty.
Well, that's what I thought too, but supposedly Trump and Elon went there.
And it's propaganda. It's horseshit propaganda. They didn't renew the gold stores and stocks and inventories. All of America.
I don't think they did either, but
still in the ground. It's still in the ground. All right.
But in any event, what's going to happen is that the Jews, if they're forced to leave, they're going to leave with all their wealth. They're not leaving empty-handed.
No, my rabbi said no. He said no because why? Because I'll tell you, because they zilzilu. The Hebrew word is they took for granted, they mocked, they ignored, they did not listen to the warnings. This is not going to be like Passover. This is not going to be like the Exodus when the Jews of Egypt, the Israelites, left with all of Egypt's wealth and gold and treasure because the Egyptians were destroyed. The plagues of Egypt destroyed the Egyptians, and the Pharaoh told them, just leave, take
What do you think's happening in America right now? It's being destroyed, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you something, because you're not going off of Cecil B. DeMille's 10 Commandments here. The scenario is a little different, okay?
Right.
They won't have the ability to cash in their cars, cash in their homes. The average middle-class American Jew is going to be left destitute, and they're going to be leaving their homes with their heads laid down low, with their families in the middle of the night to avoid being attacked or being targeted.
I'll tell you what, Sammy, I'll make a bet with you right here, right now. If the Jews are forced to leave without their wealth and without money and Rothschild gets on a plane and leaves this fucking country with nothing, I will buy you a fucking steak dinner, bro. I will spend $40 American and buy you a fucking steak dinner if Rothschild gets on a plane. Hold on, let me finish. If Rothschild gets on a plane here in America and gets his fucking globalist ass out of here with nothing, leaves all the wealth here, I will buy you a $40 steak fucking dinner. I swear to God,
it has to be non-GMO. It has to be organic.
Well,
and
it'll be non-GMO. It will be kosher. I will get you a kosher.
I don't want kosher. I don't want to eat your cancer-ridden meat over there in America.
No, you don't either. Shut up. No, you don't. Quit it.
It has to be guaranteed non-GMO, organic, and it has to be the best quality.
Sammy's got his nose up high on the steak, huh?
If it's kosher, it'll be ours.
We're barbecuing tomorrow. We're barbecuing kosher steaks here.
Oh wow, that sounds good. Nice. I'm coming over for the barbecue.
I'm telling you right now, and I'm on record. Okay, you guarantee every fucking troll on YouTube is recording this shit. I will buy you a $40 fucking steak dinner if Rothschild gets on a plane in this country and leaves without his wealth.
It's the Rockefellers. You
the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Morgans, Carnegies, Warburgs.
You gotta kill them, man. They're crazy Satanists. They're lunatics.
If they leave this country without their fucking wealth, I will buy you a $40 steak dinner, because I know for a fact they will not. They are not leaving this goddamn country penniless. No, they will fucking not.
I'll tell you who bullshit.
That is bullshit, and you know it. And so does everybody else.
Fucking satanic families.
Everybody that's watching knows that's
the person.
Hey, ain't true. They ain't gonna leave. I'm with you.
I don't give two shits about them. Fuck them. The average American Jew, I have to repeat this and drive this point home a million times. Every time we're talking, they're not. They're not in they're not a part of the team. They're not a part of, even though they assume they are. They're not a part of the winning team. The average American Jew, middle class.
Team Jew is team win. If you ain't with Jews, you win. With Jews, you win.
And the proof point,
your boyish blindness. Okay. I'll tell you something, and you know this, John. You can't go on pretending like it's not the truth. The average fucking Jew in America is not in on the scam of the fucking oligarchic families. They like to think because they got a person like Rothschild there that they're part of the winning team. They're not. I lived the life of a middle-class American Jew, and we talked about this over and over and over again. They think they've got some protected status.
They do. His name is Donald Trump.
They think they've got connections with.
I don't know. I don't think Donald Trump's going to protect them.
He's not.
Stop both of you. Stop both of you. Stop both of you now, because I got to call you on this one, because I've got video and still.
I think Trump is one of the good Jews.
Trump has made special rules and regulations for Jews. I saw him sign it myself. I got pictures. I got video where he signed laws into place for Jews, specifically for Jews, so that they are protected from any kind of financial loss, any kind of physical attack. I've got the picture. I mean, fuck, I'll put the pictures up.
No, it's this this guy that's supposed to be in charge of fighting anti-Semitism. All right, and hate speech and all that.
Just anti-Semitism.
And it gives them privileges and protected status. But I'll tell you something, as far as when the shit hits the fan, the average New York or Jersey Jew or tri-state Jew.
Hey, New Yorker here. I'm a New Yorker Jew. I'm a Jew Yorker.
They're going to bite the fucking bullet as hard as you schmucks.
Nah.
As hard, you
hey, I'm walking here. Sammy, easy. I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Man, I'm walking here. Listen, I'm telling
an
you right now,
average
brother.
middle-class Jew that's doing well for himself is not going to be protected when you have the financial.
Well, you don't know what I know.
Prepare yourself. You're going to have to prepare me a $400 steak dinner. $400.
I got proof, though, bro. I don't have to talk shit.
Somewhere in Lexington, Kentucky, you're going to have to invite me to like 4 or 5 star restaurant, and you're going to have to pay a $400 steak dinner, the best kind, because I guarantee you, no fucking Jew, average Jew, is going to be immune from the effects of the reset. None of them.
Throw me up, John.
Hey, you Jew bag. Throw me up there. Throw me up there.
In the background, which is just
all right, hold on a second. I'm driving here. I'm driving here.
Oh, shit, my microwave.
I'll put Vaughn up in a second.
Proud.
1 second, I'm driving here. Easy, I'm driving here. I'm walking here. I'm driving here. I'm walking here. I'm walking, I'm driving. I'm walking and I'm driving. All right, what do you want me to put up? Someone wants me to put them up?
Vaughn wants you to show, to prove that Trump is taking care of every Jew in America.
He probably is taking care of them real nice. Oh, yeah, all the Lubavitchers, yeah.
Look at
all the Hasidim, all the Chabad. Yeah.
You know, I don't have to make shit up, dude. I mean, it's all there. Everything's there. I don't.
Yeah, the Hasidim love Trump. They love Trump. Yeah, they're Trumpers.
Trump.
If you listen, like 95% of like Chabadniks are like Trump supporters. Yeah, they love Trump.
Trump is a Kabbalist Jew. He said in his own books, "I am a Jew. I have a rabbi." He has 2 rabbis. He has a rabbi for Kabbalah and he has a rabbi for something else, whatever it is. I'm not a Jew.
So he's going to guarantee that when the banks go down, the Jew money is secured.
Rabbis. I got 3 rabbis actually.
He's got 3. My bad. But listen, I mean, he's already signed into law financial protection, physical protection. They're not going to lose shit. They're not going to lose a damn thing. He done wrote it in the law.
You're exaggerating, Vaughn.
Well, that ain't no exaggeration. I'm sitting there looking at it. That ain't no exaggeration.
You showed me a picture with some a presidential executive order for what?
It's just to protect him.
That's a very general statement. You got to be more specific. I know he's providing them with more protection against anti-Semitic,
It started with that. It started with anti-Semitism and it just snowballed.
and protests and what do you call them? Marches and all that.
Yeah, they got the Palestinians over here.
Yeah, fuck those people. But as far as I'm concerned, look at Johnny. Look, he shaved his beard. But
I did shave.
I'm telling you this because this is straight from my rabbi. He said because the Jews did not pay attention, did not heed the warnings of decades and the recent years, that they will leave empty-handed. When they had the opportunity, the window was open, the opportunity was there, and when God, the creator of the universe, changes a direction from mercy to judgment, he said it like this: when he changes his seat from the seat of mercy to the seat of judgment, then it's over. And nobody will have any excuses. They will lose their homes, their money, their possessions, and it doesn't matter anti-Semitic speech and legislation and executive orders and all that.
These guys look awfully happy.
It's not going to help any of them. They're going to have to pick up and leave. And it's just about here. It's around the corner. You know why? Because you have also a bunch of sleeper cells all over the country. And even, you know who made mention of this? Because they've got the inside track. It was Owen Schroyer, your favorite InfoWars anchor, John. Owen Schroyer was giving warnings to the Jewish American community, telling them, look, you'll be the first one targeted. You'll be the first one that they'll come after once the war, once the bombing of Iran takes place and the reset begins. It's going to be the Jews of America that are going to be targeted first and foremost.
Now, here's the irony of this picture. In the background on the right, you see Andrew Jackson.
Yeah.
Andrew Jackson is the one that kicked the Jewish bankers out of America years and years and years ago. So the irony is palpable. The irony is palpable.
But again, I think it's very biased and it's very uninformed to always associate Jews with bankers, especially religious Chabad Jews that are not, connected or related to the Rothschild bankers of England. Those people are Freemasonic Satanists, and they're married into the aristocracy of Europe, who are legitimately and self-admittedly satanic in nature and pagan. They're pagan. They're not even Christian. They're pagan in nature.
We don't take them. Don't put them on us.
It's the religion they adopted is a religion for thee and not for me.
Right.
It's a religion for thee and not for me. The kings and queens and the aristocrats of Europe never practiced Christianity. They always practiced pagan Satanism, and it was a religion for thee and not for me.
Yeah, but pagans are good people.
No, well, not the kings and queens of Europe. Those people, self-admittedly, were the ones doing a blood sacrifice.
Pagans were burned at the stake in Europe. What are you talking about? It's called the burning.
No. But they themselves were practicing pagan rituals. They were the ones doing child sacrifices and blaming it on the Jews. Okay, they were the ones doing that.
The fires of Moloch.
They were the ones doing that and using the Jews as scapegoats and blaming them for that.
Well, they blame the white folk. They look white, so they blame white folk on shit.
I just think you need to focus on one thing. You like to associate all Jews with the bankers. It's a stereotype, and it's not much appreciated. You want me to stereotype all pagans and say they were all child sacrificing?
All right, Sammy. If I'm stereotyping, then name me one Jew that's went to jail here in the United States recently. Go ahead. Just one.
He made off. He didn't made off. He never made off. He was put in jail. Madoff. Bernie Madoff
was put in jail.
Oh yeah, for a long. He's still in jail. You fucking idiot. I'm sorry, Ron. He's in jail. You need to be informed. I'm sorry.
Madoff is in jail.
Yeah, he's dead. He died in jail.
Oh, he died in jail. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
he didn't make off with the money. He ended up paying.
Well, nobody
It's
talked
scam.
about it over here. Nobody talked about
Well, you're not
UFOs.
informed. You're not looking into that. And you people, you like to stick to you're doing what the Europeans did before the Holocaust. All right,
Sammy,
fellas?
Sammy, you got like 5 decibels too high, man. 5
You're
decibels too high.
doing what the Europeans did before the Holocaust. You're scapegoating all Jews and you're pigeonholing all Jews. And I'm not going to have it, even though I can relate to your complaints. I can relate to your gripes. I can relate to your accusations. But when you make these deliberate and uninformed, general sweeping statements about all Jews, you're just stupid.
Yeah, but these people are not. These people are not sorrowful. They're not afraid. They're not worried. They're not. Do these men look worried to you? They don't look worried to me.
Well, they're making the same cardinal mistakes that the Jews of Europe made before the Holocaust. They're taking things for granted. And they're mistaken. My rabbi said that they'll pay because God gave them enough time. And they'll pay by losing their homes, their possessions, their wealth, and they'll be destitute, and they'll have to pick up in the middle of the night.
I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they're going to stay right here in the United States.
A majority of them will pick up and leave, especially the Israelis, all right? Because the Israelis living in America or Canada, they're not and they're a good like million of them over there in Canada and America. And it's not their culture. They feel like foreigners there.
Guatemala? What the fuck is Orthodox Jews doing in Guatemala?
As far as the multi-generational Jews in America, they're feeling isolated now. Because it's all the back and forth on the internet has taken its toll. All the conspiracy theorizing about
it ain't got nothing to do
with bad apples. It's taken its toll. All right, they're no longer intermarrying. They're avoiding intermarriage. They can't intermarry. That people. Non-Jews, the Gentiles are no longer interested in Jews for marriage or for relationships. So that's a good thing. That's a positive development. But I'll tell you something. You are like sort of closed-minded as far as your assumptions about them because they've gotten so accustomed to feeling comfortable in America. And now people in America are not just the Jews, but all Americans are beginning to feel uncomfortable over there and uncertain over there. And they're just like you. They're middle-class Americans, no matter if they're, more politically involved and more politically connected. They're middle class. They're not living the life of multimillionaires and billionaires. I lived with these people. I know what Brooklyn is like. I know what Queens is like. I know what New Jersey's like. No matter how good they have it, they're middle class and upper middle class. They're not freaking millionaires and billionaires. They're going to have the same situation. They're going to be in the same boat as the rest of you in America. All right? And because you have this obsession, and this is an obsession that comes about from having grown Christian and having grown up with the New Testament and having grown up with the Jesus and having grown up with the bias about the Jews and all your stereotypes about the Jews, you got to let that shit go. You got to clear your mind of that garbage. I'm telling you from a perspective of a Jew that lived in America and lived with these people. They're committing the same mistakes their not too distant ancestors made in Europe. They're assuming that everything will be okay, and then in the flick of in the blink of an eye, with the snap of the fingers, God changes his direction, or he changes his attitude from mercy to judgment. All right, and then it's over for everyone, and then all games have ended, and then these people are left on their own.
I guarantee you these guys will still be smiling a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. I guarantee you.
I'm psychologically trying to figure out what's your obsession with saying that is because somewhere subconsciously in the back of your mind, you want the Jews there because it means stability for America. It means that somehow you're guaranteed some stability or guaranteed some normalcy if the Jews are still there. Get that out of your mind. Get that out of your mind.
Well, I
It's
can
not
tell
going
you
to
right
happen.
now,
They're
they
not
ain't
going
going
to
nowhere.
be living normal lives in America very soon. Your normalcy is going bye-bye. That's what I'm trying. I've been trying to say this for the longest time. God is very merciful. God is very patient. But when it's over for them as well. When it's over for you, it's over for them.
I'm hearing you. The problem is, though, is that if they first of all, they're not going to leave. They're just fucking not. Second of all, if they are forced to leave, they're not going to leave empty-handed. They're going to take all their wealth with them.
They're gonna take
and go
everything.
to Israel.
They'll take the fucking paint off the walls if they could.
They'll take the fucking paint off the wall if
How
they could get it
can they
off.
when they're being pursued by fucking Iranian terrorists,
Nobody's
by
pursuing them.
Gentile, marauders that hate their God?
I'm not going to try to be an asshole here, Sammy. But Jews fucking fit the stereotype.
They do. They fit the story.
But you have to consider this. I'm not trying to be sensational about this, but the scenario is going to be bad. Nobody's going to be able. Look, first of all, your bank accounts will be wiped out. They'll be confiscated.
Jews will find a way.
Yeah, think twice. Did the Jews in Europe find a way?
Jews will
wait. Use some historical precedents. Did 6 million Jews make off with the gold and money, or did the Nazis take the gold out of their teeth and make skins out of their children? Make lampshades out of the skins of their children?
Yeah, I'm not so sure the lampshade. Now Hillary Clinton did that shit, but she's evil as fuck. So I mean, you know.
Well, they found lampshades in the homes of Goebbels. With the skins.
Goebbels.
And they have that in museums. That's undeniable. They have that in museums. So you two yokels need to think twice about you have historical precedents. The Jews are not going to make out like bandits. They're going to have to leave. And luckily, it won't be a Holocaust because in America, they're not. They haven't built. Nazi-style concentration camp.
Now I'm telling you right now, I'm on record, because every troll on fucking YouTube's recording this. I will give you a $40 steak dinner, totally kosher, of any restaurant in your fucking country.
I'm sorry, with the way things are happening.
And I'm telling you right now that Rothschild is not leaving here. Rockefeller is not leaving here. Morgan is not leaving here. Vanderbilt is
all right, let's
don't matter.
Talk about. All right,
those people don't matter to me.
I'm calling it right now. Let's change topics.
Change the topic. Very good.
Change the topic.
Very good. Okay, we just had a CEO of a major corporation get killed in a helicopter crash.
Oh, wait, who?
The head of Siemens over in Spain. He's dead. Him and his whole family. His whole family wiped out in a helicopter crash.
You just saw that New York helicopter crash with the whole family crash as well.
Yeah.
Guess what, Vaughn?
And it tumbling in over end.
Yeah, guess what, Vaughn? Yeah, a confirmation of the fact that the Jewish Messiah is on the way to being revealed. Because guess what? My rabbi said these events would continue getting worse and worse. These kinds of accidents in the air, on the ground, all this mayhem.
Well, it gets better though, because I found out through another source that it wasn't just him and his family that died in the helicopter crash. You ready for this? The attorney that represented them, that was a friend of Donald Trump, she was found dead as well. And the prior CFO of Siemens was found committed suicide, allegedly. So this is starting to get really, really fucking interesting. Really interesting.
Well, those are the bad guys in Europe.
I'm not trying to. I don't want to bring up I don't want to expose myself as having a Goyish cup. But who the fuck is these people?
German industrial.
Okay, let me hold on. Let me back up. Siemens called Trump on the phone and said, "Hey, we will come to America, and we'll set up numerous factories giving thousands and thousands of Americans jobs. Plus, we'll bring in billions of dollars into America to literally financially help America. No kidding. Very serious.
So maybe it was the Democrats that did it.
Yeah,
Well,
the bad
I'm
guys
thinking-
did it. The globalists in America and Europe probably did it. They don't
I'm
want.
thinking it's the globalists in Europe. I don't think it's anybody here.
It's the globalists in Europe. They don't want Europe reindustrializing, or
They don't want America reindustrializing.
allying itself with the United States.
If America becomes industrial again, it's all over, guys. Because America's a powerhouse, man. When they get going, and everybody knows
this is reinforcement for everything my rabbi said. Okay, when this stuff happens, we're like reaching the finale. Okay, I'm telling you something. America can reindustrialize. America can retool. America can become self-reliant and self-sustaining, but it will only happen after the Jews leave. I told Solar this a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago when we started talking, and this is a guarantee now. This is a guarantee from the one God of the universe, the one creator of the universe, the Hashem. Okay, this is going to be the very near future. All right, because it's all falling into place. And as far as I'm concerned, all those religious Jews know it. They know it. They're standing around Trump, and they know their legacy. They know their writings, and they're ignoring it because they're doing the same mistake. They're committing the same mistake the Jews of Europe committed. They grew too comfortable. They're too fat and sassy. They're too happy, and they ignore.
Sammy, what you gonna say? Sammy, what you gonna say? They're fat and sass.
They're fat and sassy.
They are fat and sassy. This guy, especially this guy on the left here, he's got a bigger belly than I do. So yeah, they are fat and sassy.
It's all the kids.
Third from the left there. He's got a pretty good sized belly there. He's got Von Helton beat easy. So yeah, they are fat and sassy.
Oh, well, they make this mistake 80 years ago, and they're repeating the mistake now. And they've been given decades of warnings and years of very loud warnings, and all of our esoteric, kabbalistic, and teachings and writings. And if they're teaching Trump, Trump knows this, and they know it, but they're still gambling and taking a risk on staying.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, if they followed Torah, they'd already be in Israel right now.
No, it's even more profound, Yvonne. Let me tell you, it's our esoteric, mystical, kabbalistic writings that give you specifics, very, very, very down to the wire, clear signs and like chronological order signs.
Oh yeah, the Kabbalah is very interesting.
Everything has been fulfilled to the letter.
I've been studying.
As far as Iran is concerned, as far as the global financial climate is concerned, they know it, and they still want to stay there. They are going to be fully responsible for their fate, for having lost everything, for taking things for granted, for making the wrong assumptions, for interpreting everything wrong, just like they did back in Europe during the time of Hitler and the Nazis.
John, you got a piece of trash in the outside chat. You got a piece of trash in the outside chat.
Okay, you don't have to tell me twice.
I'm owning the Rabid Badger on Helium title. I proudly own it.
Well, like I said, Sammy, these guys are not leaving the United States for love nor money because they're filthy rich. They're plenty of some goods, as to quote the Bible. They're not going to go anywhere, dude. And if they do, they're going to leave with the gold, with the money, with everything.
And we're butting heads over the same stupid thing. And these are the tropes that you've committed yourself to.
Because
when you
true.
don't know who these
Look at the picture.
You have not lived with them,
I went to a Chabad community Seder there on Saturday night. It was about 35, 40 Jews, big group. About 9 a table. There was like 9 Jews a table, like 5 tables. How much is that? 9 times 5 comes out to be what? Around
45.
whatever.
That's 45.
45. Okay. Not one. I was schmoozing, typical yid like I am. I schmoozing. And the guy, I was talking to this one guy, he does medical equipment. He sells medical equipment. And he's talking about his hardships and his ex-wife was a cunt and now he's banging a shiksa like me. He says it's so much better not. He said being with a Jewish woman made him miserable, made him hate life. Gentile women are so much nicer and wonderful people. And I said to him, you ever thought about maybe going to Israel? And because we started talking about America seems like it's going to go down. He was like, yeah, it's harder and harder to do business in America. It's expensive. It's difficult. So I
Yeah,
said,
it's
you
expensive as
should
fuck.
do Aliyah. You should go to Israel. He says no. He says how bad he has it here, he's not gonna go.
Yeah, because
No
they're
matter how
just
bad
like
he has it.
they're just like the Jews of Europe. Okay,
Yes,
And
that's back
they're
again.
just
Going,
like they have the mindset of
They
exile.
have no care. Now I did talk to a few people. They travel to Israel back and forth, but a few of them said they would never live in Israel 100%. They never completely go.
Okay, so it's the will of the Jewish people against the one God of the universe, John. Do you believe in the one God of the universe? Do you appreciate the fact that he exists? Are you
Of
a believer,
course.
John?
Of
Who's
course.
going to win? Who's going to win?
I absolutely concur that they should obey their religious writings and go to Israel.
I'm asking John a question. Who's going to win? The will of the one God is going to be defeated by the will of the schmucks? Who's going to win?
Well, so far the Jews are winning. So I mean,
It only lasts for so long. There was a reason for and they know it. We're in Passover. This is Pesach. And they know the deep, dark secrets of why the children of Israel were sent down to Egypt and to endure 400 years of slavery or 400 years of living there. Half of that time was as slaves, indentured servants. But they know if they are they're messianic or Kabbalistic, they know it was a process of refining the Jews, refining the nation. They had to go through all of that, and through all of history. When you're reading the Passover, Haggadah, the literature of the Passover dinner, you're always supposed to consider yourself.
John, you got a piece of shit in the outside chat. He came back.
Slavery, and they know, they understand that they behave as like Jews in Egypt. They're slaves, and they're committed to their illusions, their materialistic illusions, and their comforts, their creature comforts in America, and their illusions.
Took care of him.
What?
I said I took care of the piece of shit.
Oh, okay. So, and what I'm saying, it concurs perfectly with Passover and the Exodus. If they are not willing they're not willing to do the job themselves, if they're not willing to break themselves out of the mindset of slavery in Egypt, whether it's spiritual, financial, no matter what.
See, that's the difference, though, Sammy. That's the
They
difference.
will be brought out of Egypt the hard way.
But see, that's the difference.
I think what's going to happen at the end of the day, my opinion is
nothing.
I think the Messiah will come, and we're going to live happy ever after. But you know what? All these Jews living in America and Canada and Mexico and the West Coast and the Western
and Guatemala. What the fuck are they doing in Guatemala?
I just think they're just going to be left behind. They're just going to be left. They died.
I'll give you exactly the description of what I give you. The description.
Sammy, they're going to die in the plague of darkness.
I'll give you exactly what the description my rabbi gave. Okay, and he's been giving this also for the past several months. He said that God has delayed the judgment, but soon he'll be in the seat of judgment. Okay, and so when the seat of judgment arrives, home prices will collapse. Okay, and they will have a very limited amount of time to decide. The longer the wait, the more they will condemn themselves to just their end, their doom, their death. Whether slow or quick, it's all in God's hands. But once you have the housing market collapse, and it's about to do that, all right? Once the war, the bombing of Iran begins, and the catalysts,
that's not going to happen.
It will. No, it will.
Not going to happen. I don't think Trump's I don't think Trump is gonna. I don't think Trump's pro-war. I don't think he's gonna do that.
It's a guarantee that he's gonna bomb Iran. Nobody does business.
Maybe Iran won't come to a deal, and maybe he'll.
The Iranians are hard-headed.
You know what? The worst thing that's gonna happen is this. This is what's gonna happen. Iran's gonna say, "Fuck you. We're gonna build a bomb anyway." Trump will fucking nuke Tehran. Tehran will come back. All right, we're sorry. We won't build a bomb. End the story. That's what's going to happen.
No, the Iranian regime will collapse, but not before they take down the global economy with them. They'll bomb the Saudi oil fields. They'll bomb the Qatar oil fields. They'll bomb the UAE, Kuwait. No matter, it's going to be mutually assured financial destruction, and they will fulfill their obligation and their role according to their Islamic beliefs. They adopted their end times beliefs from the Jews, that they will be the catalyst for the destruction of the world. They took that from us. All right.
Yeah, but see, I understand your symbology and all of that. I get it. But see, there's one critical difference. The Jews in America are not slaves. They're the exact opposite. They're large, man.
The Jews
they're slaves to the Goyim. No. My rabbi said it.
No, they're not. Look at the picture, damn it. Look at the picture.
They're slaves to the Freemasons.
Is them laws he wrote for me? Fuck no, they ain't for me. Them laws ain't for me.
Order of America. They're slaves to the financial system in America. They're slaves. They're not the owners.
They're the ones running the goddamn financial system in America.
America is a pagan and Freemasonic.
Sammy just went off the deep end today. Sammy went off the deep end today.
No, I'm sorry. They're slaves to the system. They're slaves to money.
Those men are not slaves. Look at that picture. They are not slaves.
Well, God says that they're slaves. If they're living under a Gentile government and they're living under Gentile laws, they're slaves. They're not free.
Laws are not for Gentiles. Look at the goddamn picture. Laws that Trump just wrote is not for me.
A Declaration of Independence.
I'm going to be honest with you,
Trump just wrote is not for me.
It's
I'm going to be honest with you, Sammy. I'm with you a lot of the times. I'm with you 70, 80%, 90, maybe even upwards 90% most of the time.
America's a Jewish country? America's Jewish?
Yes.
Well,
have you ever heard of a guy named Israel Zangwill? Have you ever heard of that guy? Israel Zangwill. Hold on. Israel Zangwill, years ago, back in the days of black and white, wrote a book called The Melting Pot. What was his book about? His book was about taking America and turning it into a literal Jewish state. Yes, it was.
You want America to be Jewish because it provides.
No, I do not want America to be Jewish. I am speaking facts, not opinions. I'm speaking facts.
Jewish. America is Goyish.
I am not speaking hyperbole. I'm speaking facts. Israel Zangwill wrote a book called The Melting Pot way back in the days of black and white film.
It means nothing.
It means everything. Where do you think the word diversity comes from? Where do you think the word melting pot comes from? Where do you think all this shit that's happening in America? It came right out of his book. Right out of his book.
And all your woes on the Jews, but are you Jewish? No. Majority of the American population Jewish.
I agree with Vaughn. I agree with Vaughn on this. A lot of the garbage that goes on in America, and there's the tiny hat people are to blame on that.
It's not about putting all my.
Oh, you want to blame all your troubles on the Jews?
Not telling the truth.
How many Jews live in America?
I mean, I don't know how any way else you can cut it. I mean,
well, is it you're gonna now? You like a lot of the
people. Who's the people that run the pee-pee touching rings, and who's the people
who runs our media? Who runs our music industry? Who's half of our government is Jews, and half of that is Israelis. What are you talking about?
Well, you know what? That's the perfect scenario
Perfect
for
scenario.
getting them to leave America. Because
No, they're not going anywhere. They're in our government. They're not going anywhere.
and when everything financially
They're
collapses,
not going anywhere.
no Gentile will have any patience for the Jews in America.
Well, I'm sorry, but they're not
You
going
have
anywhere.
patience for them because you still have that latent Christian belief that the Jews, what is it? The salvation is of the Jews. Protection is from God is by protecting and being good to the Jews. You could throw that out the window. I mean, that time is over. That time is over.
Well, I'm sorry, but there's the boy right there. He's the one
God
started
is intervening now. If you have paid attention to anything, you should realize that God's hand is intervening, and He's going to forcibly remove the Jews from the exile from amongst the Gentiles. And whoever stay there will die there.
I hope so, Sammy. I really hope. I really do hope the end of the gullus is upon us and redemption is at hand.
Very good, because it is. Because average Jews in America are not powerful. They're delusional.
Boy right there. There is his book.
Well, I mean, if I was a lawyer,
I think Sammy didn't get enough sleep this week, and he's been.
No, if I was a lawyer, I would easily argue your claims away.
You're going to owe me a $40 steak dinner, Sammy.
Now, I could spin you and flip you over and just destroy your arguments because you're making very flaccid and very, very shallow arguments, okay?
Sammy's going to owe me a $40 steak dinner when no Jew leaves this country.
It's going to be hyperinflated. You're going to have to pay me $4,000 for a steak dinner in America soon.
It ain't going to happen, bro.
You got $4,000 for a cheap steak dinner?
The Rothschilds will not leave. The Rothschilds will not leave. The Carnegies will not leave.
All right, okay, time out. Okay, time out.
Chabadnik Jews are not leaving. Orthodox Jews are not leaving. Ashkenazi Jews are not leaving.
You're afraid that they're going to leave because America is going to be
Festage. Next topic.
I sense the Gentile fear because you always want the Jews around.
Jews don't run anything.
As much as you like complaining about them, you want them around.
All right, let's move on. Next topic.
The next topic.
We're not mad, Lin May. We're not mad.
No, what about the earthquakes in California? Earthquakes in California, man.
Yeah, we're not mad. We're just very lively. That's all. We're not mad.
I still think you got used to them. Just like the Egyptians, you're going to have to get used to not having them around.
This guy in the comments.
You're going to have to get used to not having them around.
Hold on. I said, Sammy, next topic. Vaughn, are the people who own your property non-Jews? Why are you so concerned about?
Yeah, why do you give a fuck about my property?
Who doesn't? Why are you so damn
concerned? Why do you
give
a fuck about that? It doesn't matter to you. It's not your concern. Trust me, it's not your concern.
Is that somebody in the chat there?
We got trolls in the outside chat. We always have trolls in the outside chat. They're always there. It's like a fucking rash. You can't get rid of it. The more you block, the more they just create new accounts. Hey, YouTube, whatever happened to stop
add some flavor. No, the trolls add some flavor. Look, I really have taken a liking to the rabid badger on helium. I love that. I love it. And the troll contributed that title.
Rabid badger on helium. There
beautiful. You go. It's beautiful. It just it's like
beautiful.
It makes my day.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're talking. So they're talking that China's already in the process of a financial collapse.
Oh, speaking of which, Sammy. Speaking of which, I saw a very interesting comment by a rabbi, by the way, who said, and it was a video too, so you can't argue it. He was on video, and he said they were asking him about the Muslims, and the rabbi says, we have no problem with the Muslims coming into Europe and coming into America. And they said, why? And they said, because they're our broom. They're sweeping the white race away. Now, this was said by
that's another general sweeping statement, and it's a stupid thing to say.
He said it
because the majority of the Jews are anti-Muslim because the Muslims are rabid and radical and violent. And Jews have already gone through hundreds of years kind of like a, watering down Christianity or finding a middle ground with Christianity. Why would they want to ruin that by bringing in, what the Muslims are? The Muslims are Catholic surrogates. The Vatican and the Catholic Church value, and the Church of England and the King of England are using Muslims as mercenaries and as surrogates to undo all the progress that's been made over the centuries as far as the liberty and freedom and sovereignty, and freeing yourself and liberating yourself from the tyrannical grip of the church and the tyrannical grip of the aristocrats and the monarchs and the monarchy.
Mhm.
So why are they bringing them in? Because they want to destroy freedom and
Freedom and
destroy
right
liberty, and to
Yep.
destroy
Mhm.
republicanism
Yep.
and
Yep.
and sovereignty. They don't
That's
want the average person being uppity. And
That's
so
it.
the Muslim radicals have a religion, authoritarian, a violent, radical religion that is about following the rules and being subservient to the religion. So it fits them. It suits them perfectly. It's not even a conspiracy theory. It's just very logical. Islam is a surrogate of the Catholic Church. It began that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think everything come out of the Catholic
Say
Church.
it. They
myself,
even
but
admit
that's
to
just
it.
me.
Why would any Jew in his right mind say that unless they have so much resentment for white people and for Christianity and
I can
for
get the video for you if you like.
and
I
for
mean,
the
I can play
Jesus
the video for you.
scam? All right, but it's ignorant. It's ignorant. It lacks a finesse. It lacks a sophistication, and it's out of resentment for having been browbeaten with Christianity and Jesus, that any idiot Jew would say that they prefer Islam over Christianity.
Well, they did.
Well, it's out of resentment. I don't live with Christians. I don't live with confused Gentiles, and I don't have to, verbally joust with Christians as they like to do with Jews. Especially Protestants, they like the sola scriptura. They think it's some sort of a game to joust and argue over Jesus and the New Testament. I did that with a few people over there when I was living and working in New York and maybe in Connecticut and in Massachusetts or wherever in the Home Depot. It's just like so trifling, so retarded, so boring, and so tiring. Why would I have to box and battle with some Christian over Jesus?
What's for dinner, Sammy? Sharon wants to know what's for dinner.
I want a kosher hamburger meal, not from McDonald's, from the finest 5-star restaurant over there in Lexington, Kentucky.
All right, you go. Okay, all right. Oh, that's
Right, I will get you a kosher steak dinner at the Ponderosa in Kentucky, but you have to reciprocate if I win. I want a $40 steak dinner too. So.
Well, we have a good burger place.
We got a good goal here. We got a good goal.
Kosher a steak from the Golan Heights and kosher meat. I eat there often. It's very good.
Okay.
But, it's called
I've actually found something that's interesting. 168 rabbis have called out this guy named Andy Kim for failing the Jewish community.
Who the fuck is Andy Kim?
Good question. Who the fuck is Andy Kim? I don't know who he is.
Oh, he's some Chinaman that ran for president, I think.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I didn't know anything about it, so I just thought it came up.
He's a huge communist. He's a Bernie bro.
Oh, he's a Bernie bro. Oh God.
God help us if he ever got in.
You know what? Trying to psychoanalyze and kind of dissect the whole picture. It's very sad. It's like the history of the Jews of Europe, as far as what happened as the crossover to the United States, is that they got comfortable with the non-Jews. They started intermarrying and assimilating with the non-Jews, And the whole story of Judaism versus Christianity got muddied, and they tried to find a way to fuse it and call it Judeo-Christianity. But once the truth is revealed about the origins of Christianity, that's why I'm more than 100%, reassured that we are in the end times. Because once the truth begins to kind of flood
flood the market, when it floods the market,
then it's over for Judeo-Christianity. It's either Judaism or it's Christianity. It's not a mixture of Judeo-Christianity. Get that out of your mind. Right. Once you have enough exposure, once you have enough, analysis that's credible, that's very convincing, that's very undeniable, you can no longer muddy the water. You can no longer kind of like keep the matter, a gray matter that American Jews have gotten accustomed to, or Christians in America have gotten accustomed to, because it's very comfortable. It happened in Hollywood. It happened after the Second World War. It happened after the Holocaust. It became like a very chummy, kind of like coexistence, and we have common ground. But all of that now, because we are upon Messianic revelation, God is going to separate the Jews from the Gentiles permanently. And the truth about, the false nature of Jesus, the false nature of Christianity, that it has no ties and no real link. It's all artificial. It has nothing to do with Judaism. It comes from paganism. It comes from state, tyranny, as far as making a god out of man, from this deifying the Caesar. There should be no crossover. It should all be completely blown out of the water and exposed. And once it is, there are no more excuses. There is no common ground. And the Gentiles begin to lose interest in being close to the Jews. And that's a good thing. Thank God. Baruch Hashem. But the Jews of America, just like the Jews of Europe, became like hookers, became very comfortable, became very cozy. And
Hashem indeed, Baruch Hashem indeed.
All right,
God is good.
I forgot to turn the damn audio on, so I gotta go down, and then you bring me back up, okay?
What happened?
I forgot to turn the audio on like a dumbass.
Oh.
I forgot to turn audio on.
I'm driving Uber. I'm doing Uber, so I might have passengers coming in and out. So.
Okay, well, if you do,
if I mute and you don't hear from me, it's because I got someone in the car.
That's fine. All right, throw me back up.
Oh, wait. You supplement your income with Uber. That doesn't help either?
No.
It doesn't. It helps. Driving the Uber helps. That's how I relieve my stress with my bills, is by driving. Right. By destroying my car and wasting fucking energy on that.
Destroying my car. Yeah, there you go. Wait till you get the 600-pound woman that refuses to not get in. So I mean,
oh well, yeah. Well, maybe if I bang her out, she'll lose a little weight.
Maybe. You never know.
The Gentiles in
America. What are you? Oh, Yvonne's gonna show us something. Let's see it. Watch.
Et que à la fin des temps, tout le monde verra son compte réglé. De grandes hécatombes se prépareront dans le pays d'Édom, Rome. C'est un jour de vengeance pour l'Éternel, une année de représailles pour la cause de Tzion. Tout ça, c'est marqué dans le prophète Ishaïa.
Le prophète Zacharie, dans le chapitre 14, demande ces statuts qui représentent cette puissance islam et christianisme, comment il va être détruit à la fin des temps. Et ce sera le monde juif qui va grandir, et que ce sera la nation qui va gérer le monde. On appelle Eretz Israël, Eretz Tzvi. Pourquoi? La peau de Tzvi, c'est la seule peau qu'on peut l'attirer. La terre d'Israël, Akadosh Baruch Hu, il va l'attirer, le monde entier, ça sera Israël, et Israël, ça sera Yerushalayim. Et la seule personne qui va dominer dans le monde, ce soit Be'ezrat Hashem, avec le Mashiach, cette pierre qui va grandir, ce sera le peuple d'Israël.
Vous allez le payer très cher, les Européens. Mais à un point, vous n'avez même pas notion de quoi on parle. Et vous n'aurez pas à fuir. Parce que tout le mal que vous avez fait à Israël, vous le paierez au centuple. Quand l'Italie disparaîtra, quand Édom, c'est pour ça que le QG de la chrétienté qui vient de Esav se trouve là-bas, quand cet endroit-là disparaîtra, et c'est ce que veut faire l'islam, il s'occupe. L'islam, c'est le balai d'Israël, sachez-le. C'est-à-dire que jour où, au lieu qu'on fasse tout le travail, et on voit Ishmaël pour régler le problème. Quand il va débarrasser tout ça et que le va revenir chez nous, alors c'est Melech HaMashiach.
All right, very good. All right, you want me to respond to that? I'll respond, but you can't.
Yeah, go ahead, because there's not one, not two, but three rabbis telling you that Islam is the broom of Israel.
Well, you cannot interrupt what I'm about to say. All right.
Okay. All right.
With these kinds of statements that are very kind of bold in your face and just on the surface, you need to have somebody explain this to you. All right. First of all, you can shut that window. It's distracting me. All right.
Alrighty.
As far as what he said, a lot of it is correct. Okay. Christianity and Christendom, it was designed to replace Judaism, give the Jews an alternative to their religion in order for them to assimilate into the Roman Empire and assimilate into Greco-Roman culture, which the Jews refused to do because they identified it very easily as a false religion and as a false god. And ever since that time, the Jews have been at odds and have been struggling with Christianity and Jesus and Christendom. All right. So it's been a stifling sort of a burden and on our backs that we've wanted to be rid of it. It's a tyranny. It was tyrannical in its attempts to molest our minds and alter our consciousness and change us into something that we were never meant to be. Because if we're the children of the book, if we're the chosen, we are loyal to the one God, the creator of the universe, and we will have no substitutes or replacements or, imitations, to compel us or to seduce us into becoming idolaters and false believers in a false God and a false religion. So all of their angst, all of their resentment is understood. And as far as what they're saying, even though they don't realize that Islam is a surrogate of Catholicism, it comes out of Catholicism and Arianism and other influences. They see Islam as a natural adversary, a natural sort of counterweight to Christianity to get Christianity off of their backs. But they don't realize that Islam is just as bad, if not worse. They're more radical. They're more radical. They're more demanding of people to submit to their beliefs than the Christians. All right, so that's understood because of all of the hundreds of years of Christian persecution that the Jews of Europe had to endure. They go on and on about saying, well, if we can't defeat Christianity and if we can't get Jesus off of our backs, and if we can't change the minds of the heathen, depraved Europeans that are actually pagans in disguise, they don't worship the God of Israel. They worship a pagan replacement deity. Well, Islam is a counterweight, so Islam will get them off of our backs, and they can fight one another, and then we'll reap the rewards. Well, that's a very very stupid miscalculation, because letting Islam run wild, letting the fire of that rabid religion run wild, is far worse than even the depraved, perverted European and American Christians that have fallen off the wagon with their depravity and atheism. All right, Islam is worse than you need to find a solution by exposing the truth about the origins of these false religions and humbling both the Christians and humbling both the Christians and the Muslims, but their religious ego and religious pride will never allow that to be done. They'll always shout you down. They'll always ignore you. They'll always find a way to keep on writing their lies, their centuries-old lies. All right? So that's why I don't relate to these arguments that they're making. They're making mistaken arguments. Now that you have more of the truth about the origins of Islam, the origins of Christianity, they need to, hit those points, those bullet points. They need to, run with those truths, and that makes them less important for the Goyim, the Gentiles, whether Arabian or whether European, Christian, Muslim. It severs the ties of the Abrahamic links and connections once you realize that the Arabs of the Middle East or the Europeans of Europe, whatever, they're artificially connected to Judaism. They've been artificially connected to Judaism. And the Jews are afraid of that, just as much as the Americans are afraid of letting go of their Jews because they've gotten so used and accustomed to them, thinking that the salvation is of the Jews, whether they're still Christian or not Christian. The Jews are afraid of cutting loose the Gentiles. They're afraid of cutting loose the Gentiles, even with all of the persecutions, with all of the suffering, with all of the bullshit of Jesus, with all the bullshit of Muhammad, and with all that bullshit. They're afraid because in the end times, when the Messiah arrives, it's not that the whole world becomes Israel and Israel envelops the whole world. That's again a misconception that they have. The Jews have to ingather into the land of Israel. They will live in Israel without the Jews, without the Gentiles interfering in their lives, in their faith, and in their sovereignty. And the Gentiles will come to the realization that they've been worshiping lies all along for centuries, and that they will naturally, be subordinate in their own lands. They won't have to serve the Jews physically. They won't have to serve the Jews as slaves. They'll just realize that they've been worshiping lies for the past eons, centuries. And God will make them subservient. God will make them submissive. God will make them incapable of doing evil and incapable of doing wickedness, because the evil inclination is about to go bye-bye. That's what's about to happen. So the Jews in the diaspora speaking in French and behaving this way, they're misinterpreting the end times prophecies, where they think they could stay put in their Gentile lands without having to ingather into the land of Israel. They have another thing coming. God will ingather them against their will. And there won't be Gentiles here. What my rabbi said is once all this process of the filtering happens and the temple is built, we have the resurrection of the dead, you'll have a lot of the Ishmaelites in the area that will come back to build homes for the Jews, and they'll live here as inert, sort of like docile non-Jews that won't be harmful as they are right now with Islam. All right, and as far as the rest of the world and all the nations will be humbled. You'll live your lives, and you won't be worshiping false gods. There will be a universal knowledge of the one God, the creator of the universe.
I think you need to read that scripture again, because my read of it says that he's going to kill everyone. Everything dies.
No, you live your lives. You live out your lives. You have your lives.
That's not what it says.
Your death won't be. The death of the Gentile nations won't be overnight, but you won't live for eternity. You won't have an eternity.
It says that a sword will come out of his mouth to smite the nations. That's what it says.
Yeah, okay, find me that passage. Find me that passage in the prophets.
I will gladly find you that passage. Hang on.
Mm-hmm. The Jews that are, worthy.
The Messiah will come, and out of his mouth shall come.
You have the internet. Find me the fucking passage. I'll tell you what it means.
I'm going to relax, Skippy. I'm going to find it. But it says that a sword comes out of his mouth to
All
smite.
right.
the
Well,
nation.
I need the exact passage in order to make it better understood,
Okay,
because
hang on.
I'm going
I'm gonna
off
get it for
of
you.
the teachings of my rabbi. He's basically said the Gentile nations will have their lives to live, but the Jews that are worthy will have eternal life. The Jews that are worthy will live for a very
Very
long
few,
time,
very small
and
amount.
they will have health and a long life until we make the leap to a new existence. But as far as the Gentile nations, you'll live out your lives. You will be living in humility under God's God's rules, God's laws that will be dictated upon you, and that you cannot break. Breaking those laws will mean your death. You won't have the will to even break God's laws. So smiting you with the sword and all that, it's basically putting you in your place. It's not like you're going to die in a nuclear war or some sort of a plague or some sort of mass death event. My rabbi said the Gentiles will live out their lives and they'll have continuity, but they won't be granted eternal life. The Jews will be granted eternal life and health and all the rewards for having remained Jews, for having not succumbed to idolatry, for having not succumbed to the challenge of the Jesus or the newfangled Islamic religion that has a Jesus in it, but he's not God. He's some sort of prophet. It's all horse shit. If the Jews did not succumb to the temptations of idolatry or atheism or Christianity, they will be granted eternal life, eternal health, and happiness. The Gentiles are subservient.
All right, John is not here. He's attending with a customer, but I found it. It's Revelation 19:15.
Oh, go fuck yourself, on Revelation.
Sammy. Revelation is based on the Dead Sea Scrolls.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No,
Where do you think we got the book of Revelation from?
That's the worst place to go reference end times prophecy.
Where do you think we got it from? We got it from the Dead Sea Scrolls.
No, you got it from Gnostic writings, and you got it from the Sibyls. Yeah, and you got it from the Sibyls. They were all pagan influences. I was just listening to a discussion about the Book of Revelations, and it's sources. It's the source material. I
thought we got Revelations from the Dead Sea Scrolls.
No, it's a lot of the source material. You look it up. You do the research. A lot of the source material for Revelations is from Gnosticism. It's from the Greek Sibyls, and it's from other pagan sources that kind of piggyback. They piggyback on the Jewish prophets like Daniel and Zechariah, but it's all horse shit. I thought you were going to reference me the Jewish prophits.
That's what I tried to do, but all I can get. Well, I wanted to get the Jewish version, but all I get is Book of Revelations.
Then you could just flush it down the toilet because it's horse shit.
It won't give me the Jewish version at all. I don't know why. It should give it to me. It should give me the Jewish version because
if that's the source, then it's horse shit.
The Jewish Messiah said the same thing. Said,
find me the reference where it says in the Hebrew prophets that the Jewish Messiah comes to smite the Gentile nations with the sword.
Well, I'm trying to find, but I keep getting Revelation.
If you're using a reference from Revelations, you can honestly shove it up your ass. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm trying to find it. Don't worry. Now it keeps giving me fucking Revelation 19:15, and that's not what I want at all.
Well, it's a slander of the Jewish people. It's a slander of the Hebrew prophets. It's a slander of Judaism. It's a slander. All of the New Testament is horse crap, and none of it should be taken seriously.
Well, I can't find the Jewish version at all. I don't know why.
It doesn't exist.
I should be able to get it, and I'm not getting it. Let me see if Copilot can find it. Because I know the Jewish Torah or Talmud or some Jewish writing said the same damn thing because they had the two side by side. They had both. They had the Christian and the Jewish. They were side by side with each other.
Over the centuries, a lot of bad blood was built up. And a lot of resentment got built up. Okay, and the Jewish world began to seriously resent Christianity and Christians, okay? And so you can't blame them for having ill wishes towards Christianity in the end times. No matter how good America chose to treat the Jews, there's a lot of bad blood. Like you said, it builds up. It's like it festers. And it's a grudge match of hundreds of years, of 2,000 years.
Aha, here we go. Now we fucking got it. It's Isaiah 11:4. And it says the Messiah will have a rod out of his mouth. I thought it was a sword, excuse me, but they say rod. He has a rod out of his mouth. It will strike the ground and slay the wicked with the breath of his lips. That's it. Okay. Isaiah 11:4. Isaiah 11:4. Straight out of Hebrew.
I'll look it up.
Finally, I fucking got it. I was sitting there. I was like, where the fuck is... I mean, I know somebody had to fuck... Yeah, open this link, please. Open the link. There we go. Not Revelation. Oh, my fucking God, it gave me Revelation. No, I want Isaiah. I want Isaiah 11:4, you bastards. Let me fucking... I'm going to have to manually do it. Isaiah... ISA... Fuck.
Oh, very good. Here. I'm looking at the NIV. All right.
Isaiah 11.
Okay, Isaiah 11:4. But with righteousness he will judge the needy. With justice he will give decisions for the poor of the earth. He will strike the earth with the rod of his mouth.
Yeah.
With the breath of his lips he will slay the wicked. That's
there you
awesome.
go. There you go. See,
what
I don't
makes
lie.
You think that's all?
So you tried to accuse me of being a liar.
What makes you think that's all? What makes you believe that that's all the Gentile nations? That means Jews as well. That means the wicked.
All right, I'm back. What happened? What's going on? What are we fighting about now?
I ended up being
debating Isaiah 11:4, the prophecies of the Jews regarding the Messiah.
I ended up being right. I was right.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong. No, I'm not wrong.
It doesn't say they're the Gentile nations. It says they're the wicked. How the fuck did you come to the conclusion that it means all the Gentile?
Because anybody that is not a fucking Jew is going to be considered wicked in his eyes.
No,
that's right.
Wrong.
How's that wrong? How's that wrong?
Ask fucking Fatty over here. Ask Johnny. Johnny.
Yeah, what's up?
Gentiles wicked? Are all the Gentiles unrighteous?
Fuck yeah, they are. Because they're not Jews.
No, they're going to be righteous among the nations.
There you go.
How the fuck is people that doesn't follow Jewish law going to be righteous?
Because it's not what you think. It's not what you assume. You jump to conclusions.
Because not all the Goyim don't have the highest standard like Jews do. God holds them to a little bit of a less standard.
There are righteous Gentiles,
right? They still got to
as long as you're not raping and pillaging people, God's going to see you as good.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that lenient?
You're getting a lesson.
It's that lenient, yeah.
Vaughn,
you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, Vaughn.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Those that are willfully wicked.
If you look. All right, look, unrighteousness, okay, it's everywhere. It's in the Bible, it's in the Torah, it's in the Quran. If you are an unrighteous person, one of the reasons you're unrighteous is because you're not obeying the law.
Yeah, well, if you're a heathen Gentile, you're not obligated by the Hebrew laws.
Well,
ask John. He knows.
That's kind of splitting hairs, I think. But
no, it's not splitting hairs. You're not obligated. You did not receive the Bible at Sinai. You did not receive the Torah, the Ten Commandments at Sinai. Your forefathers did not accept those laws. Did not accept that yoke upon themselves. So you have a different set of standards. You have the Noahide laws, and if being willfully wicked means raping, murdering, drinking the blood
I
of a
never do
live
any of that
animal,
shit, so
and
that's
all
not-
that other stuff. The basic laws, the Noahide law. If you break those laws, you are considered wicked. All right.
Mhm.
And those are basic laws of humanity. Okay. If you're a murderer, if you're a rapist, if you're a degenerate, if you're willfully doing sick, disgusting things like that illegal alien in the subway system in New York,
Mhm.
what was it? Necrophilia. First, a dead body on the
Oh
subway.
yeah. Actually molesting a dead body on the floor. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
people are wicked. Those people are sick.
Well,
They're
there's
going
something wrong with his head. There's
They're
something
going
wrong
to
with
be
his head.
wiped away. They're going to be made, to pay.
There we
All right.
go.
And they're going to be, basically cleansed of this earth.
Well, I want to believe that that's the case, but I got a funny feeling that when the Messiah comes, no matter whose Messiah it is, they're going to wipe anybody out that doesn't follow their laws religiously. No pun intended.
No, you're mistaken. If I'm listening to my rabbi for decades now, and I'm convinced that he is who he is, he gave us this message. He said the Gentiles will live out their lives. The ones that will have, everyone that has to pay will be made to pay in one form or another. There will be righteous Gentiles. There will be the Noachides that will actually live well, or they won't be harmed by the arrival of the Jewish Messiah. There is a contingent of righteous Gentiles that live and they live well. And they live obedient to God's laws. But all the rest will be put through the ringer. They won't die right away. It will be like what I told John, a slow burn. There'll be a lot of misery, and there's going to be a lot of dues to pay for worshiping statues, for worshiping idols, for worshiping false gods, for worshiping
Well, now, wait a minute. I worship false gods.
all of that will be made there'll be a price to be paid.
Yeah, I'll be dead. That's what I keep
No,
telling you.
no. You'll be made to pay with misery. You'll suffer, and you'll wish to die.
What more can I suffer? I've already lost everything. What more can I suffer?
Yeah,
Well,
what
if
more
you
can what?
everything, whatever kind of suffering you'll be put through. If I'm giving you all of this information right now, it's in your.
I'm gonna be right back. I'll be right back.
All right.
It's in your consciousness. It's in the consciousness of your friends that you share this message with. So you have a heads up. You have actually a head start. You have a head start.
Well, we're gonna find out that it's going to be a little bit harsher than you think, because I can read.
You can see it coming. You can see it coming. America is basically going to have. You know what? There's a saying. Necessity is the mother of all invention.
Right,
all right. So when America is no longer beholden to the system of globalism and interdependency and dependency on mercantilism of China and
mercantile shit. Yeah. Well, we do live in a physical world. We live in a physical
life
world
of convenience.
Physical items.
Life of convenience. Americans will have to revert to being truly innovative. They'll revert to, that necessity will demand that you become more self-reliant and more self-sufficient. And that's actually what you want. And it's going to be forced upon you. And that's the kind of misery that a lot of Americans are incapable of dealing with. That's the kind of suffering, that's misery that Americans, because they become so fat, lazy, spoiled, and dependent, and just looking for handouts, weakened mentally. All right, having to go through that transition is miserable. It'll
be miserable for most Americans. Most Americans do not know how to fish. They do not know how to hunt. They do not know how to farm. That's a fact. And because we've relied on the corporate farmer, not family.
Well, you can see how everything I'm describing will play itself out. This is God's punishment. This is God's judgment. All right. When America became so decadent, spoiled, and depraved and degenerate.
I think it's going to be a lot harsher.
You got used to depravity.
Well, now these Orthodox Jews living in New York, they don't know how to cook. They don't know how to farm. They don't know how to hunt.
Once it stops, and once you have to go cold turkey, that's called misery. That's called suffering.
Yeah, I can see that. I guess. I mean, see, it won't affect me because I'm a survivalist. I'll take it.
Well, I'm talking about the general public. I'm talking about the general public.
Yeah.
And then the Jew bags, the fucking Jew bags, will not have the privilege of the government looking over them and giving them special rights, special privileges. They won't be living the good life. They won't be living spoiled, pampered lives because the monetary system will collapse in on itself.
Yeah.
Even the digital money won't fucking save them. All right. And they're not going to be turning into Amish or farmers or whatever the fuck.
No, they won't.
The misery that they're going to have to endure is that they're going to have to live in fucking tents in the desert in the Holy Land in order to teach them to appreciate the land that was promised to them by the one God of the universe.
Yeah.
That they're ignoring. That they're wishy-washy about.
That I agree with because they're ignoring a direct command from their God. Okay, so I get that part. That's a given.
But do you understand how it rationally unfolds as far as what I'm describing, as far as having to pay the dues for being willfully blind and willfully materialistic and willfully
gluttonous? That from my perspective of their mindset, I'm
talking about the Gentiles of America.
Oh, the Gentiles. The Gentiles don't matter. I ain't worried about the Gentiles.
All right. Did we figure it out yet? What?
We kind of figured it out. Yeah, we kind of figured it out. I was right. The Jewish Messiah comes with a rod in his mouth to smite the nations, just like I said.
It's been wicked. Okay, the rabid helium badger that's here to chide the Western world or the entire world. It's not just the Westerners. It's just all of humanity. But the West has been more decadent and depraved than anybody else. You'll have to pay your dues. I told John it's time to pay the piper. You can't fucking get away with not having to pay.
Von Helton was right. 100%.
Everyone's going to be surprised about who wins and who lives and who dies and what happens. I think
whoever's been decadent and depraved and didn't do anything to stop it is going to have to pay through the nose. This includes the Jews. Anyway, have a good night.
Okay, see you. Oh, there he went. Bye. Damn, that was quick. He's gone. He's gone, Maynard. Just that quick. Oh, wait.
It says check box.
Check box, yeah. You got to check the box, yeah. Check the box. Anyway, Von Helm was right. Number 120, folks. You heard it here first. You got a raw chance to actually see me get one right. So yay me. But yeah, like I said, the Messiah, when the Messiah comes, he's going to have a rod in his mouth. He's going to smite the nations. He's going to wipe everybody out that isn't 100% fucking Jew. It's just that simple. If you're not following the 613 laws, you are not a Jew. And what is a rabbi again? A rabbi is what? A teacher and an advocate. In other words, a lawyer. That's what advocate means. It means a lawyer. Okay? He's a teacher and a lawyer, which means if you're not following the law.
What happened with Sammy? He left?
He left, I guess. I think he went to bed.
Oh,
but when you are confronted by an attorney and who is also a teacher, they're going to admonish you to obey the law. And when you can't prove that you obeyed the law, that's it. You're gone. Bye. See ya.
Bye. Adios, amigo. Yeah.
Adios, amigo. So I mean, so when it says a rod comes out of his mouth and he smites these nations, what's he talking about? He's talking about killing everybody. That's what it means. It's exactly what it fucking means. Sammy doesn't want to hear that. Well, that's fine, but I mean that's what it says.
Sammy's living in La La Land. That's what it comes down to.
I have to go by what that scripture says, and that scripture says he's going to wipe everybody out, man. Every motherfucker is going to get wiped out. And oh well, soft life. So
let's see what happens. We don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens. It's just, I ended up being right. I told him, because you got to show me in the Jewish scripture. So I showed him Isaiah, and I ended up being right. Isaiah 11:4, and I ended up being right. So, well, I was thinking about some of your statements the other day, and I was thinking you made a lot of sense. Well, thank you, whoever you
Vaughn
are.
always makes a lot of sense.
Vaughn does make a lot of sense because I'm not allowed to lie. I'm forbidden. I'm forbidden to lie. So if I tell you a thing, it's true to the best of my ability. I'm not a deity, but if I say a thing, it was true at the time I said it, and and that's just the way it goes.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles, baby.
That's right. Damn, 85? Really? Holy fuck. Well,
85 what?
85 here, so it's got to be at least 75 there. It's got to be.
Well, my car is saying 70.
Oh, that's close enough. That's warm for you.
Yeah, it's warm here today.
That's warm for you. So
I was wearing a wife beater. I was a tank top.
Yeah, the wife beater. Yeah.
I had my arm showing today. That's how hot it was. Nice. I was feeling good, man.
Oh, okay.
I was feeling good.
Here's the second part of his statement, though. He said, but then I realized I was high on shrooms and you were just an uneducated dumbass. Well, I'll tell you what.
Well, we'll get rid of him. We'll get rid of that piece of
This
trash.
uneducated Democrat has 190 IQ, motherfucker. Beat me.
Right.
Okay.
Pretty much.
You ain't got no 190 IQ, fucker. You weren't reading Shakespeare when you were 5 fucking years old. No, you weren't. You fucking piece of shit maggot. So go fuck yourself.
I'll get rid of him.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
I'll get rid of him.
Because that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Of course he doesn't. Of course
he don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, Lynn May says, "Oh, thank you. He was very annoying." Talking about
Sammy. it seemed like he was a little annoying there, wasn't he?
Talking about Sammy. No, talking about Sammy. She was talking about
Sammy.
Yeah, she said Sammy was very aggressive.
Sammy always got the dick swinging.
Yeah, he does kind of come off a little harsh. Yeah, he does. But no, Lynn May, he's fine. He just comes.
He's harmless. He's just a Jew.
Sammy's just Sammy. That's right. Yeah, he's just Sammy.
Sammy's just Sammy. Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing the driving. I don't know, Vaughn. You want me to? I'm trying to make money to pay this bill. So I would go home and hang out with play some Borderlands, but I gotta make some money.
Well, that's fine. I get that. I'm not stupid. Like I said, John, I couldn't live there. It got so expensive I had to leave. And I got a funny feeling you may find out the truth. You may have to do the same thing.
I've been living here for 3 years, man, in this shithole of New Jersey. It sucks, man. It sucks here. New York is bad, too. New Jersey's bad. This whole fucking tri-state area is fucking shithole.
Yeah, well, I was in New York, but I mean, it's too damn expensive.
It's bad, man. The rent's too damn high.
And like I said, I mean, I was a DJ. I was making good money. But I mean, you can't live there. Everything's too fucking high. And, even though I was making good money, man, I mean, I couldn't hack it. I'm sorry, it sucks, but that's the way it goes, man.
That is the way it goes, yeah.
Lynn May says, I live in a hot place. I want to go to USA. Well, actually, I want to go to where you're at because it's warm. But I mean, maybe we can meet in the middle or something. I don't know, Lynn May. Lynn May, I would love to have you. I wish you would come to Kentucky and stay with me in Kentucky. The problem is that you're probably just another fucking troll. I mean,
yeah, it's probably Todd Malakote. It's probably Todd.
It is Todd Malakote. Because 99.99% of the time when I get these people, I'm so interested in you, I want to come to, and it just ends up being a YouTube troll. So,
Yeah.
Stivers is on a
turns
cruise
out to be a What happened?
Stivers is on a cruise, it says. You got to go then? Well, what do you mean you got to go? What do you got to go? Go. What do you got to go?
Someone named Dirty Larry. I took care of him. I got him.
Yeah, let me clear this up.
Everyone said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm sorry for leaving you the other day with Dan, but he was sick and I had to go for dinner, and then he was just getting fucking annoying with Larry, man. Larry's fucking not dead.
No. Well, here's the thing. There is no one here named Sizemore. There is no one named Sizemore that has anything to do with me. The only Sizemore I'm aware of is some kid that I went to elementary school with years and years and years ago. That's the only Sizemore I'm aware of. So I don't know where the trolls are getting the name Sizemore from. Well, yeah, I do. They're pulling it from when I was in elementary school, when I was like 4 or 5 years old. That's the only Sizemore. That's the only Sizemore I know. So I don't know why they keep using the name Sizemore. It's redundant and it's stupid. But, that just proves that you think I'm a troll. No, Lynn May, I said that the vast majority of people that I talk to end up being trolls. That didn't mean that you were a troll. But if you want to come up on Doc, while John's here, you can come up on Doc, prove that you are who you say you are, and we'll talk. Get up here on Doc and we'll talk. Give her the link, John, and let her come up here and
Yeah, give her the link. Fuck yeah. Even if we gave the link, she's not gonna come up. She's gonna fucking make some excuse.
Probably.
I gave the link to her the other day. Last time we were live, she made an excuse. Yeah. What did she say? Oh, she was at work or something. Some bullshit excuse.
I don't know. Well, Lynn May, do you want to come up and talk to us or not? Well, Shannon, we know who you are, and we know you're.
Well, Shannon's a kind of I guess she's a troll.
Yeah, Shannon's a troll. Yes, Shannon's a troll. We know Shannon's a troll. But
she's a troll, but she's not quite a loser, I guess you can say.
I guess, yeah.
Because there are trolls that are just, like you got secular opinion who's just an absolute loser,
Right. Well, if you want to put it out there, you can put the link out there.
Put the link out there. The problem is I'm driving.
See if anybody will actually come up on Doc. Besides trolls, of course. Besides trolls, of course. We'll see. We will see, mon ami. We will see. I'm free to be me, mon ami. I am free to be me, mon ami. I can't, but it's okay. I go somewhere else. Someone talk to me, and maybe I'd be friend with them. Okay, Lynn May, see you. Bye. Because I'm not going to put up with bullshit. Either get up on Doc and prove who the fuck you are, or get the fuck out. Okay. Now you. All
right, there we go. The link's out there. The link is out there, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So now you made me angry. Okay. You just fucking made me angry. I'm sitting here telling you the criteria. Get up here on Doc. I mean, everybody, this idea, I ain't got a webcam or I ain't got a microphone. Bullshit. This is 2025. Fucking mobile devices.
The cheapest fucking phone, the cheapest fucking laptop has cameras. You can buy a $20 phone and it has a fucking camera.
It has a goddamn camera. In fact, it's got 3 of them on the back. Look at that. It's got 3 of the fuckers. Okay.
Yeah, so it's got 3 fucking cocksucking cameras.
Don't hand me no shit. Okay. Get up on.
Don't give me no shit, ladies and gentlemen. You got no excuse.
Who the fuck you are? Either that or get the fuck out. Bye. See ya. I'm sick of this shit. I ain't got a cam. I ain't got a microphone. I ain't got bullshit. Every fucking device made after fucking 2019 has definitely got a microphone and a fucking webcam.
Absolutely. Fuck yeah, it does.
They're built into the fucker. Laptops have built-in shit. Fucking some PCs now even have built-in shit.
TVs have built-in cameras. The fucking TVs do.
The fucking TV does, right. And these mobile devices definitely have cameras in them. So you got no fucking excuse. Get up on fucking Doc, prove who the fuck you are, or get the fuck out of the goddamn chat. I'm so sick of this fucking cockamamie bullshit. Makes me want to puke. Get up here and prove who the fuck you are, or get lost. I don't have
get time. A step in. Yeah, prove you who you are. Get a step in.
I don't have time for you. Well, get the fuck out then. Bye. See ya. Get the fuck out, or John will show you out. Because I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this fucking bullshit. Get on fucking cam and prove who the fuck you are, or get gone. Because I don't have time for this shit, man. I'm fucking 61 goddamn years old. I ain't got time for your bullshit. I ain't got time for your bullshit. You know, if I was in my 20s and I had my whole life ahead of me, it'd be totally different. But I ain't got that shit no more. Okay. Now I'm on fucking medication and shit. And so I got priorities, man. I got shit I got to do. I ain't going to fuck around. It's bullshit. God damn. Fucking sitting there lying to my face. I ain't got a webcam. I ain't got a microphone. Bullshit, you don't. Bullshit, you don't. That's a fucking lie, and you know it. So does everybody else. Anyway.
All right, I got another pickup, Vaughn. So let's talk. I'll call you on my phone maybe in an hour or so. All right.
All right, sounds good, man. Talk at you.
All
later.
right, talk to you later, Betty. I called you Betty. I meant to say Vaughn.
Yeah, don't call me
Talk to you later.
My